control. So this completes the initiation phase where we have created a project, assigned the WBS, that is the activities, and created the forecast. Now let's proceed to execution stage. Here, let's create a project contract for assigning the billing for the project. Since this is a fixed price contract, the billing will happen as per the milestone agreed with the customer. So the billing here or the invoicing will happen in proportion to the work completed. Here, the billing rule milestones have been defined where the WBS activities are taken and all the sales price and the completion date has been assigned. So let's assign the billing rule to the project contract. Once the billing rule is assigned, we'll go to the on account transactions under the maintain tab of project contract. Under this, you can see all the milestone billings have been accounted in the on account transactions. This means that at the particular project date, this invoicing would be happen to the client. Now let's proceed with the customer billing or client invoicing. So here we go under projects, invoice proposal, new proposal. After we create invoice proposal, we'll have to select an invoice date. The invoice date has to be the end date. So all the milestones that has happened till the invoice date would be retrieved once we click on the search option. After we select the search option, all the milestones completed till the invoice date will appear. You have to select the completed activity for invoicing. Once the activities are selected, the transactions will be drafted, where you can see both the activities are listed in the invoice proposal transactions and the amount is considered in the invoice proposal summary. Now let's post the transaction. After posting of the transactions, the given journal will appear. So this completes our invoicing to the customer. Now, if we have an expense accrued to this project or incurred on this project, we'll book the expense under the project journal expense option. Here, you can go to journal expense, new expense. You have to select the type of expense and post it. So now we have completed the project expenses and the customer billing. Now let's see the analysis phase. So with this, we have completed the execution phase. For analysis, we have project statements, cash flows, and posted transactions. So, under the Control tab of projects, we have to go to Statements, Project Statements, and click on it. After clicking the Calculate tab, all the invoicing and the cost would be reflected in the profit and loss statement. Then we have all the transactions that are recorded on this project. Then we can also see the cash flow of this project under the Control Statements Cash Flow tab. If we need to see all the transactions covered under this project, we can go to Manage Posted Transactions. Here you can see all the transactions accounted till now for this particular project as on the given date. So this completes our fixed price contract project. Now let's go to time and material contract. Here the initial process remains the same. We have to create project quotations, fill in the customer details, go to the work breakdown structure to list all the activities, import the work breakdown structure or the WBS template, here you can see the cost estimates against all the WBS activities. Once you click on Save, all the activities would be saved in the project quotations. Now we need to generate the project quotation. So let's import the WBS into the project quotation. After import, the WBS and the project quotation needs to be submitted for confirmation and approval. After the workflow is completed, the quotation status shows as approved. Then we have to send it to the client confirmation. Once the client confirms the quotation, the status changes to confirmed. Now we have to transfer the quotation to projects. So click on Follow Up, Transfer to Projects. Here you can choose the existing or the new project. Project type should be time and material. Assign the contract ID and the customer account. Here you can see the WBS is imported in the project. The forecast is built as per the WBS. Once the project is created, a project ID will be assigned under the project quotations. Once the project is created, the forecast and WBS has been assigned. We have completed the initiate phase of project. Now let's proceed to the executions phase. Let's book the journals for recording the time, expense, material and fee of the project. Go to project, journal. Here you can book the hour project. So recording the time spent of the resources on the project. Here you can choose the activities based on the WBS, recording the actual hours spent. We can choose to have the hours as billable or non-billable. The option is given under line property. Once this hour journal is drafted, we can post the same. Similarly, we can proceed to record the expenses. Now, for the item requirements, either we can book an item journal or we can have the purchase order, product receipt and purchase invoice process. So here we book the purchase order for the item requirement, generate the invoice and post the invoice. Here you can see the ledger entry for invoice. Now let's proceed to the project fee. So the project fee can be booked as per the activities defined in the WBS. Now let's proceed for invoicing the client. Let's go to Manage, Invoice Proposal. So after we give the invoice date, all the journals that has been recorded from the start of the project till the invoice date will appear as project transactions. Select the required project transactions. Once the transactions are selected, they are accumulated in the invoice proposals. So after the invoice proposal has been posted, let's see on the invoice summary. So here you can see the activities which are invoiced, which are chargeable and non-chargeable. Thereafter, for the analysis phase, we can have the project statements, the hours and expense items consumptions, the invoice generated, and the hour rate.